Islam Dwayne Bey. As your wife, as a Hebrew Muslim, my nationality is Moorish American. I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey. It's March the 31st, 2019. I am going to first start off by reading my Oath of Amnesty and Reconstruction. I'm at Whole Foods. I think I'm okay with my tone of voice. No one's complained, so I think I'm okay. I'm at Whole Foods in Annapolis, Maryland. I'm going to start reading the Oath of Amnesty and Reconstruction. Someone is saying kid. I don't know why they're saying that, but my genitals were not attacked in a sexual manner. Okay, I, Rhonda Renee Arrington-Bey, do solemnly affirm in the presence of Almighty God Allah that I must henceforth faithfully support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Union of the States thereunder, and that I must, in like manner, abide by and faithfully support all acts of Congress passed during the existing rebellion. And when I say in a sexual manner, spiritually, my genitals were not attacked. With reference, let me read that again. And that I must, in a like manner, abide by and faithfully support all acts of Congress passed during the existing rebellion with reference to slaves, so long and so far as not repealed, modified, or held void by decisions of the Supreme Court, and that I must, in like manner, abide by and faithfully support all proclamations of the President made during the existing rebellion, having reference to persons held as slaves, so long and so far as not modified or declared void by decisions of the Supreme Court, so help me Allah. Okay, now I'm going to read part of the proclamation of President Abraham Lincoln, December 8, 1863. It's the Proclamation of Amnesty and Reconstruction that was passed December 8, 1863. I should have wrote that down. That's okay. I, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, do proclaim, declare, and make known to all persons who have directly or by implication participated in the existing rebellion, except as hereinafter accepted, that a full pardon is hereby granted to them, and each of them with restoration of all rights and property, except as to slaves, and in property cases where rights of third parties shall have intervened, and upon the condition that every such person shall take and subscribe an oath, or thenceforward keep and maintain said oath inviolate, and which oath shall be registered for permanent preservation, and shall be of the tenor and effect following. 2. Writ. It says I, and has two blanks. I, the person that is taking this oath, supposed to sign their name, do solemnly swear in presence of Almighty God that I will henceforth faithfully support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Union of the States thereunder, and that I will, in like manner, abide by and faithfully support all acts of Congress passed during the existing rebellion with reference to slaves, so long and so far as not repealed, modified, or held void by Congress or by the decisions of the Supreme Court, and that I will in like manner abide by and faithfully support all proclamations of the President made during the existing rebellion, having reference to slaves, so long and so far as not modified or declared void by decisions of the Supreme Court. So help me God. The persons accepted from the benefits of the foregoing provisions are all who, so these are those who are not able to take this oath. They are not able to take this oath, or shall have been civil or diplomatic officers or agents of the so-called Confederate government. All who have left judicial stations under the United States to aid the rebellion. All who are or shall have been military or naval officers of said so-called Confederate government above the rank of colonel in the Army or of lieutenant in the Navy. All who have left seats in the United States Congress to aid the rebellion. All who resign commissions in the Navy, in the Army or Navy of the United States and afterwards aided the rebellion, and all who have engaged in any way in treating colored persons or while persons in charge of such otherwise than lawfully as prisoners of war, and which persons may have been found in the United States services as soldiers, seamen, or in other capacity. And I do further proclaim, declare, and make known that any provision which may be adopted by such state government in relation to the free people of such state, which shall recognize and declare the permanent freedom. Okay, so he's stating permanent freedom. Someone just came and looked. Maybe she reading too loud. A pale-skinned lady. She might not know of these divine laws that I'm reading about. She might be interested because she doesn't know about the proclamations of Abraham Lincoln. And I do further proclaim and declare and make known that any provisions which may be adopted by such state government in relations to the free people of such state, which shall recognize and declare their permanent freedom, provide for their education, and which may yet be consistent as a temporary arrangement with their present condition as a laboring, landless, and homeless class, will not be objected to by the national executive. And it is suggested as not improper that in constructing a loyal state government in any state, the name of the state, the boundary, the subdivisions, the Constitution, and the general codes of law as before the rebellion be maintained subject only to the modifications made necessary by the conditions herein before stated, and such others, if any, not contravening said conditions, in which someone just sent a telepathic message mentally saying that they're going to rape you. I'm giving testimony. All right. And which may be deemed expedient by those framing the new state government. Because I am navigating under these divine laws and I am demonstrating rights, Islam, I can speak truth. To avoid misunderstanding, it may be proper to say that this proclamation, so far as it relates to state governments, I don't have to speak around people. Reference to states wherein loyal state governments have all the while been maintained. And for the same reason, it may be proper to further say that whether members sent to Congress from any state shall be admitted to seats constitutionally rest exclusively with the respective houses and not to any extent with the executive. And still further, that this proclamation is intended to present the people of the states wherein the national authority has been suspended. Islam. I'm pretty sure others have probably tried to do the same thing, but they were attacked spiritually, maybe through sharp pains. This is why I give testimony each time I am, as I'm giving testimony. because these divine laws, the Constitution, the proclamations of Abraham Lincoln, the 13th Amendment of 20 sessions is worth it. It's worth going through what we're going through to uphold these divine laws of freedom. It is worth it. Islam Dwayne Arrington-Bey. Reference to states wherein loyal state governments have all the while been maintained, and for the same reason it may be proper to further say that whether members sent to Congress from any state shall be admitted to seats constitutionally rest exclusively with the respective houses and not to any extent with the executive. Someone said be careful. I think it said be careful more, I'm not sure, from the back. And still further, that this proclamation is intended to present the people of the states wherein a national authority has been suspended and loyal state governments have been subverted, a mode in and by which the national authority and loyal state governments may be re-established within said states or in any of them. And while the mode presented is the best the executive can suggest with his present impressions, it must not be understood that no other possible mode would be accepted. Islam. So I'm going to stop there with that read. A lot of times, Dwayne Arrington-Bey, those that imply to be practitioners of Orthodox Islam, they also imply to be connected to the United States Army and Navy, try to engage mentally. I don't know why, because I have never gone to a mosque with my son in Monterey-Bay. So those that are implied to be connected to or practitioners of Orthodox Islam, okay, and connected to the United States Navy or imply or Army would try to engage in a way that I found very odd, and I didn't understand why. Because my son Abbas Malik Bey, when he was being spiritually attacked, some on the outside would probably think he was being possessed. He always wanted to go to the mosque here in Annapolis, Maryland. There's one about 5 minutes away from where we live, driving distance or domicile at. So I found that very interesting because I never implied that I wanted to be a practitioner of Orthodox Islam. Once again, we take it, as I say this, my genitals are being attacked sexually in a spiritual manner. Because I recognize that those who have not upheld these divine laws of freedom are vulnerable to be used as spiritual terrorists, mental terrorists, and physical terrorists. So I make sure that I told my son Abbas Malik Bey, you cannot attend the mosque here in Annapolis, Maryland. We have never attended a church here, and or a Catholicism, a Catholic, a Catholic temple. I don't know I might not be pronouncing it right. Those that practice the religion of the Catholic religion. So we haven't. So once again, I think it was wisdom. It was wisdom. So I give honor and praise to that. Islam. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. And it is wisdom. It is wisdom. It's March 31st, 2019. Islam.